The retail store manager, my friends. Could they possibly be the unsung heroes of the loss prevention world? I think so, damn it. You know, people ask me all the time, why'd you risk your life for that Adidas shirt? Why'd you risk your life for that cosmetic item? I didn't risk my life for that. Number one, I loved my job. I had passion for my job. I enjoyed doing it. It was like hunting and fishing, but for human beings. But I tell you, I also did it for my store manager. In the end, it was their bottom line. It was their job we were fighting for, their store we were fighting for. They had passion just like we had passion. We wanted it to do well, and we were fighting for them. I had so many great ones. Kirsten today, store manager at the retailer I worked at. I never got to work with her as her LP. I did get to work with her at the beginning of my career, but not as her LP. She wasn't a store manager yet. But man, she was in the trenches. She worked at some of the craziest stores in our local territory. And man, I'm sure this is just the tip of the iceberg as far as her stories go. I know I worked with her husband, and God knows he and I had some fun. But yeah, I loved them. I loved them all. They were always very supportive of me. In fact, I loved them so much that I actually married my first one. I guess that says something. But anyway, Kirsten's about to tell her tale. It's a doozy. Hope you enjoy. I know I did.
So I have a story to share about shoplifting. I worked at a retailer with George. This happened about 20 years ago now. Customers came in. We didn't see them select the items, but they came to the front checkouts service desk with all these items. They had high dollar like vacuum cleaner, they had a high dollar comforter set, and they had a heaping pile of children's clothing and a whole bunch of perfume. The whole thing was weird because the lady said they got these as wedding gifts, but they didn't need them. And so who gets perfume and children's clothing for a wedding gift? It didn't make any sense. So I had called loss prevention and I asked them what I should do. They didn't have them selecting the merchandise. So basically there's only one thing we could do is just we could either say, no, you can't get your money back without a receipt, or we could give them a gift card and then we could, apprehend them when they came back because they would be back to spend the gift card. So we gave them the gift card. Sure enough, they came back a week later and they when loss prevention was going to stop them, the wife had kind of left and gone, I think, to try to go out the other set of doors. And my loss prevention guys that were going to get the husband of the team kind of was the size of reminded me of Kevin Hart. And he was a smaller guy, but he was built, and he pushed our loss prevention guys down. He just quick pushed them and shoved them down to the ground. So he started to run out the door, and I ran after him, and I clamped my hands around his wrist. Basically, what happened then was I kind of got drugged through the door, and so went into the foyer area and my hands started losing their grip and I let go, and the guy basically kind of rammed face first into the brick wall and landed on the ground. And then loss prevention by then was up off the ground and they got him and they rolled him over to handcuff him, and he had peed in his pants. That was probably from hitting the wall. Whoops. So then I look up and I'm like, where's the other lady? And I hear all this cars honking in the parking lot, and I'm like, what is going on out there? So I go out to see what's going on, and this other assistant manager who was there, this other female assistant manager, she had gone out to the parking lot, and from another retailer that she worked for, they taught them when they had a apprehend a shoplifter to snatch their purse, basically. So they're like, who's going to leave without their purse? It has your life in it, right? It has your ID and everything that belongs to you. You're not going anywhere without that purse. So she remembered that training and she snatched the lady's purse. And they were having like a tug of war in the parking lot over this purse. And so the cars like had started calling in the cops, and they were saying, oh my gosh, there's this purse snatcher in the parking lot of this retailer. And so I get back there and she has this lady in a headlock. She has the shoplifter in a headlock, this woman shoplifter. It was pretty impressive because the employee that worked with me was probably like 115 pounds, and she was apprehending a plus size woman with a headlock. So it was pretty sweet. So it's kind of a memorable shoplifting experience. And I'm sure there's plenty more stories I could tell, but that's the one that sticks out in my mind as the most memorable.
Thank you so much for sharing, Kirsten. That was an awesome story. Like I said at the beginning, I'm sure you have a ton more. I'd love to hear from more store managers. Like I said, I think they were loss prevention people just like actual loss prevention teammates. I mean, it's their store. They were fighting for that same bottom line we were. But for anybody, any loss prevention person, store manager, anybody that did loss prevention, asset protection, whatever it is, please share your story. Film yourself telling it. I want that personality of you telling your story as only you can. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button in the bottom right of the video. Like the video as well. But please share your own. If you want to, just contact me, message me. We'll figure out a way for you to send it to me no matter what the length is. But I'd love to share your story. That's what this playlist on our YouTube channel is all about. I'm finding it to be very therapeutic to talk about these things. I miss loss prevention terribly. I miss it. It was in my blood. I miss it a lot. Anyway, please share. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks.